Let us pause and imagine a Bermuda where not all Bermudians are allowed to work as civil servants. Imagine a Bermuda where education is not free and available to every single person who has the ability to learn. Imagine a Bermuda where some people's votes count for double and triple, and others are not allowed to vote at all. These are but few of some of the many changes that have occurred in the last 50 years. Now let us jump forward to 1998. Let us pay homage to the culmination of 36 years of hard work, the preservation of keeping the fundamental tenets of this party intact. This is what brought us the leadership of this country. My memory, my personal memory of this momentous occasion is we won. We won. Not the PLP, we as a collective. This sentiment is one that I'm sure all of our supporters share with me. This was a deserved outcome of 36 years of struggle that had finally yielded just rewards. I don't know about you, but I long for that feeling again. I long for the feeling to say, we won. It is that yearning that excites me every day when I get up. The chance to know that my peers, my friends, the people who casually know me are able to say, the PLP and Senator Rabain represents me, and we won. One only needs to look at the photos at Alaska Hall and see the feeling of joy in the people's faces from that late night in November 1998. Whenever I see those photos, I feel galvanized. I feel energized in my decision to put myself forward for public office. We had done it. Yes, we had done it. In one fell swoop, in a night in November in 1998, we went from opposition to the government of Bermuda. But with that transition, we inherited the struggles and the issues that go along with it. These were big shoes to fill and many expectations to live up to. We had our opposition's position that a PLP government will ruin the country. We had to balance that against our supporters' position that let's work on equality for all. What an awesome responsibility that was. And it was then, and it is still today. As we have said about doing the business of the people, have we been perfect? No, we haven't. But one of the tenets of this party is to listen to the people and do the things to support and reassure them that our sole purpose is to make Bermuda a better place for every single citizen on this island. As a government, we have found it necessary to shift our thinking somewhat in order to continue to focus and embrace the struggles that we are now facing in 2012. Some would argue that we have moved away from our core philosophy somewhat. That is a lingering question that begs to be answered, and one I will leave with you to ponder just for now. As we head into an impending election, we find ourselves in a position of strength. Don't believe what you hear. We are in a position of strength. We are in a position where the opposition cannot seem to do anything more than try the best to spread the message of PLP doom and gloom. It's sad that after 13 years of opposition, a retread of their tired message from a failed 1998 campaign of don't trust the PLP to run the country is the best that they can come up with as so-called official opposition. It didn't work then, and it shouldn't work now. I say it shouldn't work because only we can defeat ourselves. Only we can defeat ourselves. Think about that. As a party, we need to draw upon the vision of our founders and continue to develop plans and policies that support and uplift those who need them the most while balancing the things for all of Bermuda to prosper. We must not repeat the mistakes of our opposition and approach the next election with the mindset of 1998. The next stage of this struggle has come as a result of being the Bermuda government, being the government of Bermuda for the last 13 years. That struggle is that we're in an era where we have voters that have only known the PLP as a government. This is the only government that they have known. What is our message to these voters? This is the modern day struggle we find ourselves in. These voters make up the next generation of leaders. But for various reasons, they feel disengaged from this political process. I don't think that I'm going out on a limb when I say that perhaps we may not have been as nurturing as we could have been with them. But all is not lost. As stated by the wife of slain civil rights activist Medgar Evans, you must nurture your leaders of tomorrow, and at some point, let them move forward. To this end, I challenge every single member of this party, every senior member of this party. I challenge my fellow parliamentarians. Take one or two of these young people, the young people you've seen here before us today. Take them under your wing, guide them, teach them. Teach them the wonderful history of this island and the wonderful history of this party from an educational and not antagonistic point of view. Nurture them, groom them to be our next leaders. Only then will they want, only then will they desire, only then will they demand to take their rightful place that our founders struggled so hard to bring about the mechanisms to allow. The legacy of me and you is not to be seen or revered through the history that we have witnessed, but is to be seen through the generations that we inspire to succeed and to lead. I urge you to draw. I urge you to draw strength from this statement from Dame Lois Brown Evans, when she said, "I blame it on the parents and the grandparents who haven't been telling their life story to their children and their family. It's our responsibility. It's our problem that our people haven't told our children something that was going on in this country for up to 1949, in the 50s, in the 60s, and to 68, before we got universal adult suffrage. And it's such a rich history. I previously mentioned that some would argue that we've moved away from our core philosophy somewhat. If anything, we've stayed true to our philosophy at the cost of alienating our future young leaders. While we remain a close-knit and supportive family, we probably haven't taken into account the needs of this growing young voter base. Our young voters need us to reach out to them. They need us to get them, we need to get them to understand that they are the future. They are the reason we do what we do. They are needed and they are wanted at the table where the decisions that affect Bermuda are made. All they need to do is feel wanted and appreciated. Trust me, when I practice for speeches like this and I sit in front of my computer and I talk and I speak it out and I have my daughter sitting on my lap listening to me, she looks up at me and I know she doesn't understand what I'm saying, but she's experiencing something and I'm preparing her for her future. When I put on that green shirt and go out canvassing and she says PLP, I know she's listening. Our children are never too young to be taught, and they should always be engaged by us.